Well guys, we're back working on the CJ. I think it's about time we get some parts back in this engine block. So let's get to it. Alright, first thing we gotta do is get this rope seal in here. One goes in the cap. One goes down here in the engine block. The trick is no, that's not the right groove. It goes in this first groove here. The trick is you get this sucker to lay in here all the way in. All the way down inside to the bottom. That's the tough part. Know you got it all the way in. I made up this little wooden block here, the same size as the crankshaft. And how do you know you get that all the way in? How do you know that is in all the way? I might have it all the way in now. Alright, we got the one seal in the block. Now we got to do the same thing in here. As far as I know, this seal is supposed to swell when it gets oil on it, and when it heats up, it gets some oil in it. So if I can get it all the way in that groove, best I can. And that feels pretty good to me. Like I said, I ain't never done this before. I turned this piece of wood on the lathe the other day so it matched the same diameter as the crankshaft. That looks good to me. Looks nice and even all the way along here. So we're going to attempt to cut those off. Put our bearings in and see if we can't get our crankshaft in. Put some assembly lube on these bearings. Before I drop the shaft in here. Don't go on that one. Okay. Alright, here we go. There, she's back in the saddle. She's back in there. Now let's put some lube on these bearings. Get it all back together. Alright guys, next thing we gotta do is put these piston rings on the piston. Now I've done the other 5 and I'm gonna do the last one now. Hopefully I don't break the last ring, or the rings for the last piston, that is. First gonna put on our oil rings. I don't know if you need a special tool to put these on. I'm just using my hands. And so far, I haven't broke one yet. There's a little dimple there on this next ring. So we're just going to slide that over top. I just use my thumbs, spread it open as gently as I can, and get her into place. And we got this one here, it's a very top ring. There's no dent or dimple or marking, and it's a perfectly, it's cut the same way, no groove on it. So we're just going to do the same thing, stick it over top, spread it with the thumbs, and get it over top. There. Now I'm going to check the book to see if I can figure out where all these spaces are supposed to be lined up. And then I'll slap it in the motor. Alright, here we go. Let's put some pistons in. So first off, just going to cover this cylinder with the oil. Nice good coating of oil. Coat the piston in oil. two pieces of hose we'll put on here. Protect these threads. There we go. Got a ring compressor. Just going to coat that in oil. Everything nice and slippery. Slippery, slippery, slippery. Alright. Now, what we got to do is that notch has got to go to the front of the engine. That goes over top. Am I hitting anything down here? Nope. Of course, the first one's always got to be the scary one. Yeah, baby. Alright, number one. It's in there. Number one is in. I'm just going to push it down so that I can put the cap and the nuts on it. Still happy there. Down. Pull my little hoses off. Just finger tight the nuts on, and we'll move on to the next one. Well guys, I'm going to continue doing this and put the rest of the pistons in on both sides. No use of hanging around watching all that, so I'll get back to you when I get all this in. Okay, those are all at 40. So on then. 10. There. That's all at 110. Okay. Alright guys, now we're going to try to put the timing chain on. So we got the crankshaft turned, so that number 1 cylinder is at top dead center. Then the book says put this timing, to put the camshaft gear on temporarily and turn it so that gear, this little pointer straight down, so that in time when we put this gear on, these two marks line up with each other. There. That mark and that mark line up with each other. Now we slide this off. Now, not to move either gear. There. Both of those are on. There we got. That goes on. And that one. And that's done. Timing chain installed. I have torqued down those bolts. And we're there one more step closer. We got our timing chain on. We got all the gears we need on there, so now I want to get the cover on. Before I do that, I got the cover all cleaned up. I want to put some startup lube on this chain. I'm pretty sure it's going to want it. So, let's get this cover in place. Put on snugging them up, and I'll find out what the torque is on these guys. That cover should be on. Bam! That's awesome. Water pump's on. Awesome. Another step closer.
Well, hey, there you go. We got a whole bunch of more parts back on this engine. That's exciting. But what you guys didn't get to see was when I was putting these pistons back in the engine, and I was just tightening down the rod cap, no, the connecting rod caps, I could not turn over the engine. I only had maybe 1, 2 caps tightened down. I had my breaker bar on there, and I could not turn the engine over. So obviously there was something wrong. I found out that I had the pistons that are supposed to go on the left side, I had them in the right side. And the right side pistons, I had them in the left side of the engine. So obviously everything was mixed up. It would not turn over. I had to pull them all out, put them all back in, and obviously that didn't happen until the following day. So I did not get that on film, and I apologize for that. But yes, I have them back in now. The engine does turn over, and I got the water pump and the timing chain and the cover and stuff back all together. So hopefully we can keep moving ahead on this project. If you follow me on Instagram, you can see the other projects and other little things I'm doing on the farm here. It's been quite busy the last, I don't know, 2 months. That's probably the last time I posted a video. It's been pretty crazy. But hey, there we go. We got most of it together, and we just keep moving forward. Until next time, guys, I'm Big Red.